All right, let's talk about an artist who basically grabbed the art world, shook it, and forced it to look at, well, reality. His name? Gustave Courbet. And believe me, he didn't just paint pretty pictures. He started a full-blown revolution with his brush. So get this quote from 1855. "I cannot paint an angel because I have never seen one." Wow. That one line, it's everything you need to know about him. You got to remember, at the time, everyone else was painting gods, dramatic myths, epic historical scenes, and Courbet, he just comes out and says, no, I'm only going to paint what's right in front of me. This wasn't just him being difficult, it was a direct challenge, a gauntlet thrown down to the entire art establishment. Okay, so Section 1, The Realists' Manifesto, a rebellion in paint. You have to ask, where did this guy's rebellious streak come from? Well, he was born in this tiny town, Ornans, back in 1819. But when he gets to Paris, you can just imagine it. He looks around at all the celebrated art of the day and is just floored by how fake it all seems. All fantasy, all falsehood. And right then and there, he basically decides, you know what? It's time for art to get real. And the name for his new movement? Realism. The whole idea sounds so simple, right? But it was actually super radical for the time. He just wanted to paint life as it is. No more airbrushed goddesses, no more perfect romantic heroes. Instead, Courbet pointed his brush at the stuff everyone else was ignoring. The calloused hands of a worker, the exhausted face of a peasant, the messy, unglamorous truth of everyday life. And this slide just lays it all out, the huge clash between these two worlds. On one side, you've got the old guard, romanticism. It's all about idealized scenes, big emotions, gods and angels. And then on the other side, you've got Courbet's realism, everyday life, common people, and an unflinching look at reality, only what the eye can see. He was basically choosing the gritty over the grand, every single time. Right, Section 2, Painting Uncomfortable Truths. And the subtitle says it all, The Canvases That Shocked Paris. Because Courbet wasn't just a talker. Oh no, he took his big ideas and put them on huge canvases. And he absolutely knew it was going to make the art elite in Paris lose their minds. Okay, so picture this. You walk into a gallery and you're confronted by this painting, A Burial at Ornans. The first thing that just smacks you in the face is the size. It is monumental. We're talking wall-sized. And back then, a canvas that big was saved for one thing, epic stuff. Kings, huge battles, religious miracles. But what does Courbet paint? A regular old funeral in his hometown. Just an ordinary funeral. So why was this such a big deal? I mean, why did it cause a scandal? Well, the critics were absolutely horrified. First, he used that monumental scale for a totally common event. Second, he painted real people from his town. You can see their weathered faces, their flaws. These aren't some idealized, beautiful mourners. He also showed death for what it is, a real, earthly event, with no religious grandeur or angels swooping down. To the establishment, this was just an embrace of ugliness. They even called it socialist, which was a huge insult because he dared to treat common people like they were important enough for a history painting. Now let's turn to another one of his masterpieces, The Stonebreakers. Look at this. There's no big, dramatic story here. It's just the raw, brutal reality of backbreaking work. You can almost feel it, can't you? The weight of those stones, the sun beating down, the ache in their bones. And notice how he hides their faces? That's on purpose. They're not just two guys. They're a symbol for an entire class of people society had forgotten, their identities just erased by endless labor. So what's the message he's sending here? Think about it. He was basically forcing all those comfortable, well-to-do people in the Paris art salons to look at something they never wanted to see, the harsh, grinding reality of poverty in the countryside. It's like he was shouting, hey, this is France too. These are the people building your roads, growing your food. Pay attention to them. They are worthy of art. It's an incredibly powerful political statement, and he didn't have to write a single word. Okay, moving on. Section 3, A Studio of Reality, the artist's world on canvas. So after the official art exhibition, the salon, the big gatekeepers of the art world, rejected his work, what do you think Courbet did? Did he go home and sulk? Nope. He took his defiance to a whole new level. He literally set up his own exhibition right next door, a one-man show, to unveil this massive painting he called a real allegory. It was going to be his ultimate statement. And here it is, the Painter Studio. This thing it's a lot. It's this incredibly complex, sprawling summary of his entire world. It's so much more than just a painting of a room. It's his manifesto, a declaration of everything he believed in artistically and philosophically, all packed onto one giant canvas. So let's break this down, because it's like a world in one room. On the right, you've got the art world. Those are all his friends, his patrons, other writers and artists. Then, on the left, you have the everyday world. I mean, everyone is here, from a priest to a prostitute, the rich and the poor. And who's sitting right there in the middle, bridging these two worlds? Courbet himself, the artist with a capital A, painting the truth, connecting everything. All right, section 4, art, politics, and legacy, from the salon to the commune. See, for a guy like Courbet, art and life, art and politics, they were the same thing. They were completely inseparable. His rebellion on the canvas was just a mirror of his political beliefs. So really, it was only a matter of time before that spilled out of the studio and into the streets. And this timeline really shows you the arc of his rebellion. Born in 1819, by 1849, he's painting the Stonebreakers. 1855, he shows off the painter's studio. For years, his art was his politics. But then, in 1871, everything changes. He stops just being an observer and becomes a full-on participant. He takes an active role in the Paris Commune, which was this radical, short-lived socialist government. For him, this wasn't some crazy leap. It was the logical next step, the real-world application of everything he'd been painting for decades. Power to the people. So, after all that, what's his lasting influence? Did all that rebellion actually matter? Oh yeah, in the end, you could say he won. His stubborn insistence that art had to be about real life, right now, completely shattered the old academic traditions. He literally paved the way for the Impressionists. Artists like Monet and Manet owe him a huge debt. But more than that, he completely changed the job description of an artist. An artist wasn't just someone who makes pretty things anymore. Thanks to Courbet, an artist could be a social commentator, a critic, a witness to their time.
And that, right there, is his legacy. He just refused to paint dreams. He painted the truth, raw, unfiltered, and powerful. He looked at the world in all its messy, complicated, sometimes ugly, sometimes beautiful reality, and he didn't flinch. And because of him, art was never the same again. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? Who are the artists today, the Courbets of our own time, who are forcing us to look at the truths we'd rather just ignore?